actually dialoguing with each other.
Meritocracy of older people. You can see there's different elder councils from different tribal groups that are essentially running things and overlooking us young people.
Convince that person that, please, I am me, I'm not they.
Nobody even showed up to vote. It was only me and my roommate.
Welcome to South Sudan today. My name is Miyong Kuon. You are watching us live outside our viewing areas. Our topic tonight will revisit, of course, our country's issues as well as the events that are happening around. I want to welcome all the viewers that have tuned in already and those who are coming in as well. Our topics tonight will not be specific, but I would like to invite all of you who are out there so that we can discuss the current events that are happening. We have a flood in our country, and it's something that we can also touch base on how it's going on in all part of South Sudan. And also, recently, South Sudan has been blessed with these great athletes that are coming out from the western part of the world and from South Sudan. They are going to great clubs and playing in a higher level. These are something that we can let go unnoticed. So I want to welcome all of you, and we have an open topics tonight, and this is a topic that all of us should be interested in. Anybody that wants to jump in and discuss. But before that, I'm going to give you some usual music for this program, and then I will be right back. Do not go away.
Para que
Welcome to South Sudan. My name is Miyong Kuon. We are live outside our regular viewing areas tonight, and our topic will be talking about the floods in our country. This is something that the UN has warned, and UN say that all the three regions in South Sudan are heavily affected by the flood, and this is something that is very concerning. For those who might be watching, you can also let us know what happened in your specific area, where you come from, because in the West people have very great connections, and also many of you might be watching South Sudan TV as well, and this is something that will need all the South Sudanese coming together and join hand to help our affected cities within South Sudan, specifically the counties that are being affected. I'm from Wulang County myself, and I was talking to someone this afternoon that it has reached places where a flood has never been there before ever. And this is very concerning, because once the flood is out there, then comes all the disease that will affect our people, because they will be living outside the regular shelters, and of course it would be raining as well. So these are the problems that are happening. So for us, those who have access to know things or get information, it would be very wise for South Sudanese to make sure that they get information and help those that are being affected by this flood. I haven't been there myself to witness it, but I have read and talked to people that are being affected in Upper Nile, and this is very dangerous. Also, let me see what our people are saying. I have also shared the links with you for those who want to join us live tonight. We can discuss further topics as well, but our major topics that we are going to discuss tonight is about the flood, and as well as the athletes, South Sudanese athletes all over the world that are now going to major clubs in international sports. Something very great, something South Sudan should be proud of. So these are the things that we will be discussing tonight. Plus, if you have something that you want to add also from your end, you can text us, and you can go on the links and join us as well. But like I told you, we are not on our regular viewing areas. So even the connection and also my voice might not be coming out very well. So having said that, like I told you, in Upper Nile, the countries that are highly affected are as follow. From my wood, which is borders with Ethiopia, all the way to Malakal. All these are the corridor of Sobat River, and they are all affected by the flood. And even the plane that comes from Juba sometimes can even land in some certain place. So it's very important that those who have better connection know where our peoples are, and they're aware about to check them if you can help. These are the disasters that our communities come together to help. I extend my voice to all of you, for those who might be watching now, that this flood is very serious. It's very important that communities around diaspora should come together and join hand to help the specific areas of that have been affected. So if you come from Equatorians, or if you come from Bahagazal or Upper Nile, and of course we know that we have big communities in Australia, in the United States, and as well as in Canada. It's very wise that communities should come together and put some funds together so that you guys can also help as well to help the people that are in need. These are our people. UN can only do so much, but for us, it's better that, especially those on social media, I would really urge that we should focus our attentions on things that are matters to our people this time. And it's very important that this flood is not just a normal one. It's really, really bad. And you know what? Even the major news outlets never reach our country. The closest that can go is Juba, and that's all. So this is also unfair. It will also, these tasks will remain on the hands of people that have access to their own counties, that have access to their own communities, even though we are very far. The government of South Sudan, or the revitalized government of national unity, will only do so much as well, because the country is vast, and even the connections when it's come to communication is also very tough. So those who are in the Ethiopian borders have a better connections through Ethiopia as well. Those who are on the side of Uganda, I don't know how much of what is happening in Uganda as opposed to flooding. That's I didn't get information, but the communication is a lot better. So I really would urge the communities in the United States specifically, as well as in Australia, to come together and work on helping our people that are, many of them that might have been already stranded in this flooding. We don't know when it's going to end. I heard that in some areas it's already raining as well, so it even increased the problems with our people. So these are things that I want to encourage you on working or on even discussing, instead of too much of other things that don't matter to our people now. And then second to that is also what we read today on the UN. The UN also wants the government of South Sudan and the people of South Sudan that the flood in the country is very alarming, and anybody that can do anything has a chance now to involve, even getting information of where people that is stranded. You also need to do that as well, and extend that to people that can be able to reach those people to help them, especially those who are in the Ethiopian borders. Ethiopia has a lot to help our people when it's come to this disaster, even though it also affected it also affected the Ethiopian side. But it's better that we focus on finding what is happening in some of these areas, because when comes this flooding, even the phone or the tower might not even be working. So these are the things that are concerning us here at the studio, and as well as you guys as well. So I'm going to go to a short break, give you some music, then I will be right back. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
Celebrate, Kuliyom, Kalina celebrate. manga. Bukule zijino inadi kuku. Ashana celebrate. Kulio kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Kulio kalina celebrate. Bilia matisawi mula kambo. Basida babra. Basida babra kika. Basida babra nadi. Baranyang menadi ukelo. Abdullah sis menadi anyelo. Bukule koroyo menadi bango. Ashana celebrate. Kulio kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate. Kulio kalina celebrate. Sabaja, chemise la kala, abizonta ni bikore. Salamja, jable para bikalbi, anatani ma bikore. Anyar kuka kalita kumpumilo, ya shabab kalita kunja. Yaude hadi ajibna lekum, I mean yaude huri ajibna lekum. Namsuku matala bubel, namsuku gawi matala bubel. Ashana celebrate, kulio kalina celebrate. Ashana celebrate, kulio kalina celebrate.
Welcome back to South Sudan today. I'm your host Miyong, and tonight we are hosting you outside our viewing areas. So, yes, some of these facts and statistics about the flood in South Sudan include that the global hunger crisis has warned that about 25 million people will go hungry because of this flooding if measures are not taken. About 828 millions go hungry every year in the entire world, not in Africa or not in South Sudan. But it's very important that we in South Sudan, specifically those in diaspora, work so hard to make sure that you are also part of helping our country grow. Yes, this was the ones that we. Let me see what our people are saying on the here. Yes. So, like I told you that flood in Bahr Ghazal as well has affected a number of countries, and but severely, it is affecting up and out way more based on these reports that I'm that I'm having here. So, and also if you guys watch South Sudan Broadcasting Corporation, it has highlights a lot of our lands have been taken by waters and all over. In Jonglei, it has taken a big part of it from Darkoba all the way to Pibor and some parts as well. I invite everyone, if you guys want to join, the links is all there. And if you guys can hear me very well as well, let me know so that I am audible. If not, you can send something so that I know that you guys are not hearing me well. Today, our lives, like I told you, that is not in our viewing areas. So some of the connections might not be very well accepted by the, internet-wise. But I think we're doing very well now. I told you earlier about our athlete in South Sudan. Well, our South Sudanese athlete in diaspora, they are doing a very, very great job. From colleges in the United States to clubs in Australia, this is something very good. Even in Europe, we have a number of our young people going to sport, and this is something that we, as South Sudanese, wherever you may be, must be proud of. But it involves a great care from our parenting system and making sure that we help these young people grow to their potentials. So for those who have made it to professional teams, it's always great that we let our younger one follow them so that they will be able to have some example, some people that we will tend to be their role models, so that you as a parent, you will be able to have something to relate to. We have not seen ourselves on national TV in any countries, but now from, let's say we are taking soccer, we have a South Sudanese going to World Cup this year from Australia. Not only that, he himself helped the Australian team to the World Cup. So this is something that we should be proud of. We have a number of young athletes in the United States that are now playing in colleges basketball and also soccer as well. And these are the tomorrow professional. The NBA in the United States will never look the same again, or will never be the same again. Why? Because the height that we have in South Sudan, the intellects that we have, will be injected in this system, and we'll be seeing ourselves. It's no longer going to be our heroes, Manute Bol, that has been there early 1980s, but now you open the doors for our people. So these are the good things that we should most of the time relies on some time to get motivation for young South Sudanese who are living outside the country. So I insist in talking about these topics because the World Cup is around this month, and that will take place in Qatar, that is in the Middle East. And guess what? We have South Sudanese that will be part of that World Cup. Not necessarily from South Sudan, but they are us. They are our image. We are proud of them. So this is something that we should be proud of. Another great news also is about our basketball team in South Sudan. It has been blessed with great players. It has been blessed with great coaches, and it has been blessed with great supporters from wherever you are. By the way, I think the South Sudan basketball team and also soccer as well can be another source of unity for the country. So for those who might not know how to get there, the South Sudan basketball team has only one win to make it to World Cup. Isn't that excited? So they have 3 more games to come, and I'm very positive that they will win all, if not 2 of those games. And all they need is a 1 win. And there we go. We will see ourselves in World Cup. So we have some people that are coming. Keep up the good work. Galwak Nyot Shuang. All right, thank you. And with our super fan, Mother Sarah Dolls, always there. Thank you, Sarah, so much that if you can hear me very well, I really appreciate that. So, for those who might be watching wherever in the African continent, it's late now. In the United States, it is 7 to 8 p.m. in Central Time. In Eastern Time, it's about 8 to 9 p.m. So I still have time if you want to tune in. Let's discuss this very major topic that we have. I want to talk about the flood in our country tonight. And if there's something that you know better than what I have, please bring it up. Let's discuss it and let's see if it will save someone's lives somewhere in this planet. What else should I? Yes, according to the global hunger crisis statistics, it says that not about South Sudan alone, but in the entire world, 14 million children are die on malnutrition cases. Why? It's because of these sometimes these disasters that are happening. Once they go away, then guess what will leave behind to be another problem? It will be the drought. I mean, not the drought. It will be the hunger because of the flood that we have in our country now. I would say that almost the entire country has not going to be having any great harvest this year because of the water that have destroyed all the crops that our people have planted. So this is something that also very alarming in an actual world that has things in hand. These are something that we should be worried about now. Not only the flood, but also what these people will be eating, because the UN can only do so much, and our people relied so much on this United Nations assistance. It also creates it has an effect and very negative effects because it end up creating a community or a country of people that are not relying on themselves and their own hard work. So, of course, the war that are part of the reason. But I always tell our people, whether you are away from South Sudan or within South Sudan, it's time now, and that is why this program always insists give peace a chance, so we all win. The reason for that is that for our folks that are in camps, one of the important things of being in camps is that children get access to some sort of school. That is very, very important. But for major parts of everything else, much of our population should go back to their respective areas and do farming there and work. And it's much better than this little thing that we get from the United Nations. The genuine reason of going to camps was because of the war in our country, a war that has not completely lulled away, but in most parts, specifically in some of most part of in Upper Nile, in Bargazal, in Equatorials, there's a relative peace, and we should not stop working for ourselves, just waiting for something that we do not know. I'm not denying the fact that we do not have a major crisis in our country. Yes, we do. But it's very, very important that, specifically those who are in diaspora, let's really advocate for our people to, to pick up work harder than what they do now. Let our people go to these areas that are not like, that have no wars. If your place is not safe, that's fine. You don't have to go. But it's very important that for places, for example, in as we speak now, in area of Longashuk, in area of Nasser, in area of Ulang, all the way to Baliet, these are, as we speak now, these are not as bad as they were before. So what is it that prevent our people? Of course, we know we have flooding now as it happens, but soon it will go away, and the hardest job will come. What will these children eat? What will these families eat? It is only the source of working. So I think, let me see what else here that we have. All right, I'm going to go to a short break now, and I will be right back. Don't go away.
I never believed in love, baby, until the moment when I met you, girl. She looked determined until she knew the yard kiddo. She genial kalat katel. Kajo do me shuni loida. She mandu shabal. She la jasha dikan yegan kir. She told me she loved me. I was like, oh, I me. She was mad at the Banta kill me don't baby. Shaboom ni retanika. Kalera her ni money. Banshum kill rebani. That's why she got me singing like, ooh, she's a South Sudan diva. And she just came from nowhere. Now she's taking me somewhere, and I wish I could make her mine. She's a South Sudan diva, and she just came from nowhere. Now she's taking me somewhere, and I wish I could make her mine. Come dance with me, Sasamua. Girl doing it, girl doing it. Come dance with me. Sasamua, God doing it, girl doing it, and when I dream, the only one I see is you, and my heart is true. Ganyal, she the major. Touch me, baby, don't shy away. I always thank God you came my way. She know me at a like Ganyal, me kinda chat. She hear me can knock money, me she like the shy. Habana haba ujaza kibab. I love the way you are so amazing. Turn on my girl, you know I'm your romantic. You are my strength when I fly in the air. To believe when I say that I only live when I'm next to you. Turn up my girl, you know I'm your romantic. You are my strength when I fly in the air. To believe when I say that I only live when I'm next to you. Come dance with me, Sasamua. Girl doing it, girl doing it. Come dance with me, Sasamua. To believe when I say that I only live when the next day. Turn up my girl, you know I'm your romantic. You are my strength when I fly in the air. To believe when I say that I only live when I'm next to you. Rule Simon on the mic, representing SPU Dynasty. Yeah. And she got me singing like, ooh, she's a South Sudan diva, and she just came from nowhere. Now she's taking me somewhere, and I wish I could make her mine. She's a South Sudan diva, and she just came from nowhere. Now she's taking me somewhere, and I wish I could make her mine. I do it for this.
Welcome back to South Sudan today. You are watching us live outside our viewing areas. My name is Miyong Kuon, and I'm your host. Yes, we are talking about the floods in our country and how it affects our people. These are some things that I want to emphasize on, but also part is this program is all about giving peace a chance in our country. And this is something that I always want to discuss a lot with you. I have people that come in and we discuss, but also I never get tired or exhausted of making sure that we advocate on any change that will come in our country. Peace must be number one. I understand that people have not understood the reality of what's happening in our country, specifically those who are from diaspora. Many of us are calling for resistance rather than working on implementing this peace agreement that we have in our country now. If you can roughly put the statistic together from 2018 when it was signed in Khartoum to now, we are a lot better off than any other time since 2013. Why? It's because all of us need to work for it. Not only the leaders of the countries, not only the leaders of the communities, but every person from all walks of lives must be part of implementing this peace agreement. That is why I always come up with this idea of giving peace a chance. Because when we all have peace, everyone will win. All of us, we will win. But the question is, how do we get peace? Peace will come from within our hearts, ourselves, our communities. You don't have to be in South Sudan to help be part of the peace implementation in South Sudan. Given the what is happening in our social media now, when you go to Clubhouse, when you go to Facebook, it just so heartbreaking. People are so outraged, people are so angry, people are so confused to the point that you even lost touch of what we be discussing. Why? It's all because we abandoned what can really help us. And what can help South Sudanese is making sure that we accept peace within ourselves. You don't have to go to South Sudan to be part of peacemaker. You need to make peace within your neighbors wherever you are. Your neighbor doesn't have to be a South Sudanese so that you make peace with. You just make peace with yourself first. Then anybody that come close to you will have that peace dividends that you created yourself. So this is something that I will never stop telling our people that the only source, the only way, the only better way and easier way and the faster way is that let's embrace peace in our country. It will not take us anywhere being so angry of ourselves every year in, year out, being so angry of what Mr. or Mrs. X has done to me yesterday, because it happens. In this world, it never fails. But the only way is that those who live in it in a better way are those who have decided to say, oh, you know what, we can make it, and we can make it together. And this is what I'm telling you. If you're watching me tonight, you need to start. I'm not an expert in telling you how you can bring peace, but I'm only an advocate that can remind our people that peace is the only better way for us. Because these grudges that we have, most of it, let's say, for example, our people in diaspora have very far away from the problems. Of course, the same effect they give to our people in South Sudan is the same with you, because these are your families. But the question here is that the fact that we are far away from the information we get to what has changed, we lack that. And these are what really cause us. This stress that we have comes from we choosing war against ourselves. It's time for South Sudanese to choose peace against each others so that we will be able to pave way for the nations to be part of the world's leagues in New York. We want to make sure that it's time for us to enjoy the Republic of South Sudan. It doesn't have to be perfect. The fact that we have our own flags flying, the fact that you travel, you have your own passport as South Sudanese, this in itself is something to be proud of, because this thing didn't come out of blue. We have heroes and heroines who have sacrificed their lives. When they sacrifice their lives, they want you and myself to be happy. They want you and myself to build the country to the potentials. So I am urging each and everyone who is watching me tonight or this morning, wherever you might be in African continent, that it's time for South Sudanese to embrace peace in our country. I just learned recently that the all-out rebels that are still insisting that the path of peace is not working have come to unite themselves and create an alliance of rebels so that they will come to fight the country. This will only further the crisis in our country. Yes, you have your grievances just like we do before 2018, but in reality, we can do better together as South Sudanese. For those who go to rooms and find a way to discuss to bring peace around in South Sudan, it might not be the best peace that you're looking for. It might not be moving at the pace that we all want. But if all of us come together for this, if all of us agree that let's put aside our differences, let's agree to disagree and move on with the implementation of our country's peace agreement, we will move somewhere. It will not help us waging a war against ourselves, and at the end of the day, it's just killing our general public. Yes, war happened in 2013, and it's time for us to move on for peace right now. It's not time for us to stay outside and hold this country hostage. Let's come together. Whatever doesn't work right will work if we are communicating, because communication is what moves mountains in any country. So my message tonight, for those who are watching me live and those who might be watching me later when we finish, I am insisting that let's embrace peace in South Sudan. You don't have to be in South Sudan to be a peacemaker, and you don't have to be a leader to be a peacemaker. You are a peacemaker of wherever you are, because when South Sudanese communicate, when all tribes know each other's, this is once the unity come together. There has been so much of that tribe, of these tribes, even listening to music right now. We have great artists that has great music that we have never seen before. But this is going into some certain channels because we hate ourselves so much that even some of these professional artists that can bring smiles to our faces cannot be seen because of where they come from the area, tribes, and the names or the language they speak. You don't have to sing in a universal language for people to hear. You just have to have that South Sudanese great voice, and we all wins. And then if we speak of, okay, I cannot hear this language. It is in Nuer, it is in Bari, it is in Arabic, it is in Dinka. But why do people enjoy Congolese music those days? Why? And we even call it African music. But now, not only that we have African music, we have South Sudanese music. We should be proud of our young women and men who have composed these great music and great lyrics that put our country into maps. So These are something that I want to share with you. And again, our major topics was about the flood in our country and the advocacy for those who have connections to find out what's happening in some certain area in South Sudan. Please do not sleep. Come out, and for communities in the United States, for communities in Canada, for communities in Australia, as well as in Europe, please come together. And this is why I'm talking about peace, and this is why I'm talking about the unity of South Sudanese. When we come together, we can move mountains. I really, really wish that South Sudanese, the coming year should be the year of peace, 2023. We will not be waiting for anybody else to bring this peace to us. We are the people that we've been waiting for. As former President of the United States, Barack Obama, said that we are the change we have been waiting for. So we are the peacemaker that we've been waiting for. Yes, we have difficulties in all walks of life when it's come to bringing peace to our country. But hey, it's us. We can make it work. It can work. So, don't go away. We will be right back.
Young boy, Lloyd Mugua and Shannon, Jacka Warnya, don't make a more day come here by your bill. Will Lloyd do Badundan Keller?
For the march, Lloyd the Jam, Lloyd the Kana may come round, Captain Lady Algoran, Ganga, welcome you to be you in Lloyd
Yalchingerom, Urachugoinan, did Kudial Chica Choida, Tayan and Burkham, Chicken Yal, Jin Karadu, Nyali Jin Kara. Hey, Bang, open King Major Kana Queen. Baratol Kadwini Denka yet can go by the Kajiba and Kajika Chokan. Urangasa, Point Mugua, right Mugua, hit to go, chunk to go, Lloyd and by your tea, Nyal by your tea, baby. Lloyd Mugua and Shannon, Jacka Warnya, don't make a more day come here by your tea. Lloyd do Badundan Keller.
For the march, Lloyd the Jam, Lloyd the Kana may come round, Captain Lady Algoran, Ganga, welcome you to be you in Lloyd Namnia, con young again. Right now to go to Ladity, and Lloyd the beauty quite quiet. Can you go along? Yo, when can you make Namnia, con young again. You want me by what do Paraguay do? Now I do my login, I would take the entire but like Shaman go like the go pay Jagasha.
Lloyd Mugua and Shannon, Jacka Warnya, don't come on, they come here by your bill. Will Lloyd do Badundan Keller?
For the march, Lloyd the Jam, Lloyd the Kana may come round, Captain Lady Algoran, Ganga, welcome you to be you in Lloyd.
She not Guadajuk,
she no Guadajuk.
Mangoraman, she comes a love on Jalkel Duda, Chakwasi in a Dunga, Shangan con be like Shara, Yan be like Timo, or your march, you like the jam make a G.
with everything. I will take what I will take what Amani,
Welcome back to South Sudan. Today, my name is Miyong. Kuon. In translation, that means you're listening to saying that Yitarala Masnika. Meanings in English that my enemy become my friends. This exactly goes well with what I've been discussing with you. Our artist, Emmanuel, has given peace a chance because his enemies, wherever they might be coming from, are his friends right now. And that should be the legacy we should be all embracing when it comes to peace in our country. My live shows is coming to an end. I have about 5 minutes left. And I want to thank all the viewers that have been watching, not only for tonight, but also that have been watching all along since the inception of these programs. I want to say thanks to all of you, but this work of giving peace a chance lies on all of us. It's not only for this program alone, but also for those who are watching, wherever you may be, whoever you may be meeting, and whoever you might be talking to. It's time for us to take this to our people, and let's decide that peace is within us, and it's us that will bring this peace in South Sudan together. I will not stop advocating for it, with knowing very well that the challenges that we have in trying to keep peace in our country is not easy. It's not an easy task, but we can do it. If we believe in it, we definitely can do it. So I would say that let's project the 2023 as the peace for other year of peace for South Sudanese. Wherever you are, doesn't matter. For our faith-based leaders, it's times for all of you to put your sermons in bringing peace to our communities. Because when we have peace in South Sudan, all the things that we are lacking now will be there. It will be easy for us. It will be better for our children. The future of this country will be even brighter. Having said that, I want to say thank you so much for your time. We will see you next week, by God will, on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, right here, like always. I want to say thank you to you all. God bless America and God bless South Sudan. Thank you and goodbye.